is something that every human being has, and that's what separates us from the rest of creation, so what separates us from animals. So being made in the image of God with a conscience gives us the potential to have a relationship with God. It doesn't mean that immediately you are just, I don't know how I want to say that. Having a conscience allows us to determine from right and wrong, but obviously there's sin in the world. So there's a line that kind of separates those two. But I would argue that because someone is made in the image of God, that alone gives them value. And being made in the image of God means that we are in his likeness. So it doesn't mean that God is a physical person, but we are the physical image of him and his being. And so that's what draws the line between, like I said, humans and animals. And with a conscience, I wouldn't say that anyone who is less developed has any less value than someone who's older, because you could argue someone with a disability who doesn't fully understand, they don't have any less of a value in life than someone who is older.
Okay, so I think I heard you say something like the potential or the possibility for those things, like the possibility of a relationship with God.
Yes.
So would you say then that conscience in the soul is kind of like that same possibility? Like when we talk about a rational soul or a reasonable soul, doesn't mean everybody's actually reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more like we have that possibility.
Yeah, we have the capability
okay.
to have that relationship.
Okay, very good, thanks.
Annaliese, great job. Just one question from me. How would you answer a college professor who says that your position is unloving to women?
So a lot of people believe that just because a woman can't have an abortion is saying that the pro-life argument values children more than women. And that's the heartbreaking reality that I think a lot of pro-choice advocates see. They don't see the side of the pro-life argument and some pro-life advocates don't do the best job of this. We should be loving both the mother and the child and coming alongside that mother and giving them support and encouragement, because obviously if it's an unplanned pregnancy, in the case of rape, that's hard. That's something that no one wants to go through. But the value of that baby the value of the woman's right to happiness does not deter the value of the baby's life.
Do I have time, Mr. Merrill?
You have 1 minute.
Okay, I have one question. Okay, so Annaliese, I want to ask you personally, as a Christian young woman, what do you think is the real reason behind the pro-abortion position? You talked a lot tonight about rights, about health care. That's an issue. I think these are like the smokescreen arguments that what do you as a Christian think that really, based on what is the real reason that these people who believe it's perfectly okay to kill a child in a mother's womb, what's the real issue there?
They want to be able to do whatever they want without the consequences. So if they get pregnant out of wedlock, they don't want to have to deal with the consequences of that. So I guess my personal belief on why people would argue for abortion is, first, they don't fully understand abortion. They just think it's the removing of a clump of cells, and they don't fully understand that it's a life. And second, they do not want the consequences of their actions.
Would you think it would have anything to do with the fact that if you don't hold to the existence of a creator, then none of this matters, really?
Right.
So I think it would go maybe even deeper than that. It's a rejection of God as God is the origin of all this. But anyway, thank you. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Excellent.